What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Turbo John YouTube channel. I am Turbo John, and this is not a podcast. It's not a podcast. It's not. It might look like a podcast, but it's not. So today we're going to start talking. We're going to do a few videos. We're going to do a video probably once a week or so, once every couple of weeks. And we're going to do it. We're going to call it this versus that. We're going to have different people on, and we're going to just talk about the differences in different things, compare and contrast. So this is our first one. So we got legendary Team Denver in the house.
What up?
Patches up top. And Jarrett down at the bottom. Willie Dynamite.
You stay on the bottom, boy.
I still go by my government name. I'm not referring to myself as my car. So.
That's Willie.
Willie Dynamite. Oh, Willie Dynamite. Oh, look at there. I didn't think about that. Willie Dynamite. So if y'all been drag racing for a little bit, these boys are tearing it up. So I'm part of Team Denver. I just don't get all the perks of the I'm not a full member yet. I don't know how to become a full member. Apparently they told me one time I talk too much.
You got to move closer.
So Patches, Charles Courier, Jarrett, Bradshaw, Team Denver, they got a couple other cars out there camp too. And today we're going to talk about my thing. We're going to let them give us a little bit of background, but we want to talk about backside versus front side no prep. So y'all are killing the game in both arenas, but I wanted to talk to you about both of those. Charles and Jarrett, they've got another YouTube channel started back up. Patches Charles has had the Tesla racing channel forever. And so now they've got it, Team Denver Racing. So as soon as this podcast is over, go hit
not a podcast.
Oh yeah, damn, it's not a podcast. Jerry's gonna call me out. Not a podcast. As soon as this talkie talk, that's what my dad used to say. Let's go for a talkie talk.
Are we in trouble now?
So y'all go search in YouTube, and I'm gonna put a link in the description to his channel. I'm gonna tag him to Team Denver Racing. Now, if y'all want to see the pre-days, it's just Team Denver, and this is when the car first came out. This is when I got me a win on old Patches and Charles down there at 710. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, I remember that ass whooping. I remember
it. that was the only time I've ever outrun him. That's when he just got the Mustang, and
no, we'd had it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we let you come into our turf and just whoop up on me.
That was my first no prep race ever. That was my very first one. Charles was like, "Really?"
Rub it in.
I can't catch a win light against them for nothing. So y'all go check out the YouTube channel, the Team Denver Racing. So Charles and Jarrett, y'all tell us a little bit about yourselves. How'd y'all get into the racing? How long y'all been doing it?
Go ahead, Charles.
I guess we've been racing for probably about 4 or 5 years. I mean, when I first started this, Jarrett can attest. I didn't know a starter from the damn alternator. I couldn't tell you which was which about 6 years ago. Right. So I've always liked fast cars, just didn't know how to work on them, and he's put me in plenty of positions where I got to work on it myself. You know what I mean? He'll help me out a few times, and after that, he's looking at me like you're gonna have to do something now.
Right.
So, but yeah, I love every aspect about going fast, and I guess this is just the way of life now.
And you broke the internet with that Tesla. I mean, that's how you got the Tesla racing channel. Big 1320 video. I mean, you were dominating.
It was easy back then, man. You just load that thing up, strap it down, put it on a rollback we had at work, and I could take it wherever I wanted to go. I didn't have to work on nothing, change wheels every now and then. But yeah, that really helped me get to where I'm at to be able to, have the Mustang I got. So
I'll tell you, it was, if you go back and type in some of your old videos, go back into the history of the Team Denver Racing now. Some of those old videos whipping up on these muscle cars was classic. And people, Charles he was the first original YouTuber. He had the little camera on his chest.
Oh, I cut a hole in my shirt, man. I was doing it.
He still wears that shirt sometimes.
I still got it.
Have you ever seen him at a race? He's got a little hole right here. That's the same shirt he wore when he was like 10.
So that is that, but that right there, because me, I hold my little iPhone out, and so everybody knows. But on your chest, you're just having a conversation with people.
Oh yeah, I blacked out the buttons, the screen. You couldn't tell if it was on or not.
Right? Look, sneaky.
Yeah. If you was going to talk shit, I was going to have it.
Right, man. That was great content. So y'all about to start back doing that some more. So Jarrett, now all of his shirts is gonna have the little Superman hole cut.
Yeah,
I've already thought about it.
I'm telling you, it worked out. It worked out good.
It's the easiest way. I mean, I hate having this thing out constantly. You just turn this thing on, you get all kinds of shit talking. Between us just talking junk in the trailer, you miss all kinds of good stuff.
I cannot wait to see some of the footage that comes out with you guys in the trailer, just smack talking, because y'all are good friends, so y'all go smack talk each other to death.
Yeah, I'm like the one person that can really talk shit to him like that.
Right?
It's not many who could pull it off.
Well, and that's what, both of you guys, I mean, neither one of you guys have, I mean, y'all are not the crap talkers out there on the track usually. Y'all will get into it a little bit. And even Jarrett's not, he's not.
I've calmed down a lot lately.
Right.
So when I came from like grudge racing, I mean, we started drag racing years and years ago. So that's what I was kind of more used to. So, I've kind of got away from it some. Honestly, I don't like to argue too much anymore. So I just kind of try to keep myself out of it.
Right. Which, I mean, it's so Jarrett, how long have you been racing? You said you started in the grudge racing world.
I guess as far as me, so I had streetcar stuff that I took to the track, Thursday nights at Mooresville. I'm 20 minutes away from Mooresville. Well, 45 now with traffic, but a couple miles from Mooresville, about the same from Shady Side. So, I mean, I've probably been drag racing since I was in some capacity, I guess, probably 17, maybe a little younger. Well, actually, my first car that I drag raced I was 16 or 17, which was a stock block 302 331 nitrous deal. That was back in the day, so it was your typical C4, just bolt-on suspension stuff. But that was when if you went to the track and went like a 6 anything, you were the man. You were
flying.
So, and then through that, I kind of got away from cars for a little bit. My brother had a car, so I raced with him, and then he was doing a lot of side work, which is how we ended up meeting Charles. Charles brought Patches to us, 6 years ago, and it's like I adopted a son from there. So,
right. I mean, and that's how the friendship work out, right? So,
we did some stuff on Patches, and then kind of ended up just helping him with it. And that was really kind of what introduced me to the no prep stuff, which I guess that was when it was kind of first taken off. Digger Died just first started doing stuff at Thunder Valley, and then 710. So just kind of been running with that ever since. But racing in general,
do you have a shop, Jarrett? Do you work on other people's cars? Is that what you do?
No, I have. I have a shop. And my dad does a lot of just general mechanic stuff out of here. He's retired now, so he just kind of picks on what. And then I've got the side for race cars. That this is my brother worked out of here before he passed away. So, I do here and there. I pick what I do. It's not. I don't do it for money. Usually I feel bad for people and I end up helping them.
Right.
Scott,
that's how I got the Team Denver affiliation.
But I do a little bit of stuff here and there. Some tuning and just little stuff. I've worked full time, and then between my racing and family and kids, I don't have a lot of time to dedicate to trying to have a whole side business. But
yeah,
I don't know. I thought about this year maybe taking on a little bit more stuff, and since we're going to be doing the YouTube thing, maybe use it for some content and just kind of see how it goes. Maybe take a few people under my wing and help them out at the track and stuff.
Oh yeah. So everybody's going to flood Charles and Jarrett's inbox now with "Take me, take me." Hey, look, that could be look, Charles. That could be one of your first good YouTube videos. Is we're going to take on 2 local people. I need y'all to share and get if it gets 10,000 or 20,000 views or 50,000 views, and then y'all are going to pick 2 at random. Ooh, damn! I'm saying.
Yeah, we already got some prospering aspects. Is that the right terminology?
Right.
That's some kind of
yeah.
Should we tell them about our series that I talked about doing?
Oh, you should.
So you think you're fast?
Yeah, please.
Oh, there you go.
So, I ain't gonna name no names because I don't feel like hearing a bunch of people crying, bitch. But you know, we see these videos people post.
He doesn't do.
Yeah, we see these videos people post where they go test and they act like they just made the fastest pass ever, and you know they talk themselves up, and then generally they'll go to a race the following weekend and get their shit kicked.
Right.
So I told Charles, I said, if I had the time and there were people that would do it, I would love to just say, hey, for $2,000 or whatever, you know, depending on how far we got to go, $2,000, I'll come to your spot off the trailer and run a better number than you do testing there.
Oh boy.
So I said that would be a good use some YouTube content.
That would be, and I'm actually going to do something similar. I hadn't talked about it, but I've got 3 or 4 set up to where I'm going to do test and tunes. We're going to do like best 2 out of 3, just for obviously I ain't no high roller, so I can't be betting no money. I got to race for some coats and some nabs because I probably will lose. I have zero confidence. If y'all have not noticed, I've got a decent race car, except for this new one. That old one back there in the background, that's my baby.
That big block of good confidence now.
He says he's not a high roller, but he's got a freaking show car paint job on his big block turbo chassis car.
He's a radio guy.
I will say I have very good friends.
Yeah, no, you got that.
I need a friend that paints for sure. Look at this thing.
Hey, Randy, come on, Randy.
Right.
Hey, Randy, if you're watching, buddy.
They have, man, that thing is, I open the door and walk outside, and that thing is so orange. Man, wait till y'all see it in person.
I need to see it. Looks good. It really is.
It is crazy. Yeah, Randy has killed it, man. He's done a great job. I really appreciate him putting in the effort to do that. But man, I'm really excited to see y'all's stuff come back, the content come back on YouTube. I know you were posting for a little while, and like you said, y'all started focusing on trying to go drag racing. You wanted to win. I mean, obviously, you're going to make more money winning drag races than you are on YouTube. I mean, you know, until you hit big status. I mean, if you get Garrett status or something.
Oh yeah, we're flying helicopters to that point.
Right, let's go. But I'm really excited. I expect now Jarrett's got that car jacked up back there. I know y'all are zooming in on those bar angles back there. Look, now he's done it scooted over so he can't see nothing. So constantly making changes. So what do y'all prefer? Backside or front side racing?
You first.
I just like racing. I mean,
right.
I like front side. Because I like going faster, obviously. I like the challenge of backside racing. And the car's more suited for backside. I mean, it's set up as a backside car. I just kind of make it work as a frontside car. And I feel like I can do pretty good unless you're like, you know, there's levels to it. You know, I feel like we're at the upper level of backside stuff, but we're like
not big block,
medium level front side. You know, there's a lot of people that are just a lot faster. You know, a lot more car, a lot more knowledge. You know, that's what they dedicate to. So, but I want to race. So, I mean, this weekend, if there was a front side race somewhere that was worth going to, I'd be there. You know,
right. What do you think, Charles?
I like the backside race, and I like just where I feel competitive, and I just don't have the knowledge to where I can come off the trailer really good at a front side yet. You know what I mean? I'm just not the greatest at reading the front side surface where, like, I feel like me and Jarrett excel so well on the backside because we can put a number on a backside or like a street surface and like hit it pretty dead on if we want to hit it that hard, you know? And that's probably where we try to push the envelope is we're always trying to, you know, go as fast as we think the surface is going to let us. And the front side stuff, man, I can see a nice slick track, and it could be terrible. It could be worse than the street out front, or it could be a lot better. You know, it's tough for me to read that front side stuff at the moment.
And he's hard headed and don't listen a lot of times. So. let me just say that Houdini was a purpose built front side car.
I ain't got enough motor now.
Somehow it's turned into a backside car.
You put a fucking wing on the rear end and said, whatever the hell I want to do.
He followed it on the front side, and I've been telling him it needs a stator change. It needs a stator change. You know, I explained to him what we're fighting. I even showed him basically in data with my own car, you know, and he's finally just now making a stator change. So
Yeah. Well,
it's
Well,
like
and that's the reason
you
you
got kids that are a little older. It's like your kids growing up, and
right.
you tell them how to do stuff, and you got them, you show them the way, but at some point you just got to just let them learn.
yeah.
No, that's right.
I'm
That's
trying
right.
to flap my wings, and I'm about to hit the fucking ground running.
Well, and that's what Patches. So Patches is, I mean, and Willie Dynamite behind you, stock suspension, nothing super exotic. This is like your garage built stuff, and so that's going to be more prone to do really well on the backside stuff because you don't have to have a gazillion horsepower.
Yeah.
You don't, it's more about the setup, figuring out how everything's working, and then that's why, like you said, that's why y'all built the front side car Houdini. And so what I've seen is y'all have done pretty good on Houdini on some of the front side stuff, but then I started seeing it kind of morph back to the back some. And then I start seeing Charles go out first, second round. And I'm like, it's difficult to swap, right? To go back and forth. I mean, I ain't trying to put no jabs on you, but I mean, it's like when you take one car and you're going back and forth and back and forth. I mean, it's super difficult with the setups and just making them. And that's what I feel like I've got. I got a mediocre car on the backside and a mediocre car on the front side because I just don't. It's not the same,
Yeah. I just hated knowing, like, I just felt like I was outgunned with Patches, which I've seen people post these time slips recently, and I'm like, damn, my 5.3's got some mile an hour compared to some of these boys out here. I ain't trying to name no names, but I was
Right.
like, oh, shit. But no, I just felt like I was getting outgunned in some departments on Patches, and that's why I wanted to try to, if I can manage the black car, and the black car is stock suspension, so if I
okay.
can manage,
For some reason I thought it was
yeah,
sport.
no, it's still stock suspension. So I was like, if I can manage the power on this thing, I know I can mile an hour with it. So it's just a matter of just, I got like a certain ET range of like, if I think the track is, or the backside is going to be so fast, I'll bring whatever car I want to bring, depending on how fast I think I need to go.
And that's what I've seen. And when y'all got all three cars there, the data that y'all get with all three cars is pretty invaluable.
Yeah. There ain't no data when you're running around like a fucking chicken with your head cut off. That's terrible.
Right. Well, that's true. I mean,
It's
that's
good
true.
when they're running good, but that's tough.
Because you got
It
the
helps
same amount
learn.
of team. I mean, you got your dad and what, 3 or 4 other people that help y'all. I mean, y'all don't have a huge team.
No, it's getting thinner and thinner lately, but
Yeah, dig or die is about the biggest team we got. When it's dig or die, we got about everybody there.
yeah.
Well, and that's kind of like me. We're very similar. We like to race, and so I've got my car built to where I can go by myself if I need to. It's going to be much more challenging, and that's what I hit my boys up. We got a group text, and I go, "Hey, I'm going to the track here. I wish everybody could come, but I know everybody can't come. And so whoever can be there, cool. We're going to have fun, and we're going to go drag racing. And y'all are kind of
You're
the
a lot
same.
nicer than me. When our people don't want to come, I call them a lot of names.
That's funny. that free help, but man, there's always somebody willing to pick up the pieces and to slack at the track.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a lot of people there, and that's what we were talking about earlier before we come on. Using almost everybody's got iPhones, and AirDrop is amazing for getting footage. So Charles is he's an Android user, so I don't know how that YouTube is going to work out with just Android.
The camera's gonna be like this the whole time. He'll be talking. It's gonna be like this. He's like, "What's up, guys?"
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. So what all do y'all set up? What all do y'all change when you're going from backside to front side? Since y'all are doing both, you're going from backside to front side. I know what all I change, but do y'all change the same things I change, or do y'all just change just a little bit?
Change?
So
sure,
I
sure.
changed the back springs. I add a lot of weight to the car. I changed bar angles in the back. Obviously, I changed tires. I go from Mickey Thompson's on the front side to a Hoosier on the back side. I just started raising front ride height. I used to not do that, so I just started doing that. But I mean, it's a lot of changes. Shock settings, I do all that stuff. And I mean, I imagine y'all do the same. Is that every front side to back side no prep racer?
I change tires, weight bias, and tuning mindset more than anything, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got the car. Willie is kind of where it'll work at both ways. I mean, just some weight changes. And of course, you change ride height along with the weight. some shock settings, you know, but as far as bar angles or anything like that, I don't change anything. The afterwork shocks do a good job of controlling, you know, if I need to slow it down or whatever, the rebound or anything like that. So I don't really do a lot. And I worked with, you know, Pete forever on stators. I don't know if you can see, but over here I've got like 10 stators still from Circle D, where, you know, I just went through them and I got them where, like, just where I wanted it, where it'll, you know, it's forgiving enough on the front side, but it'll still do its job on, you know, faster stuff, or still forgiving enough on backside, but it'll still do its job on front side stuff. So, you know, and I could probably pick up a lot doing some more changes on the front side. But I still don't think I couldn't take this car and put it where it would need to be to run with, like, you know, Frankenstein, Ryan Mitchell. You know, when they make passes, they're, you know, I can front half with them, but they're just going to smack me around the back half. You know, I just can't. I don't have the horsepower to back half. It don't. Yeah, no amount of bar angle or whatever is going to change that.
It's not going to change that, right?
Yeah.
You know, thinking back to my old car there, I don't think I changed bar angles as much either on the old car. Which
I think with a 4-link car is a lot different. You got to run a 4-link car a lot different. So, I mean, if I had a 4-link car, I would definitely be changing bar angles. I would probably be changing bar angles between rounds, honestly.
I've done that. Chasing
it's been a long time since we ran a 4-link car, but the tunability with them is endless. So, and I'm extremely, I don't know if it's OCD, but I get fixated on getting something like just how I think it needs to be. So, yeah, I would probably be under my car every freaking round.
Charles, what about you? So since y'all probably do about the same then?
Same stuff, man. Yeah, I mean, just, you know, everything but the bar angles, pretty much. You know, moving weight around and just getting it to look right and managing the car, and hopefully it goes down.
So everybody in the world now has got traction control. I use Holley traction control. Do y'all use Holley or do y'all use the Davis stuff?
I'm on Holley.
Holley. So
Holley.
That's what Holley too. Okay, so that's good. I mean, a lot of people, you know, have gone to the Davis. Randy's got Davis on his, but every time I've tried to mess with it, I just get lost in the details and it confuses me.
Yeah. I'm still on P5 Holley too. I don't want to hear about that new stuff y'all got.
What?
Look, I don't know what it is. It ain't got the newest traction control stuff.
Look, his laptop's going to crash, and then he's not going to be able to get that software anymore, and he's going to have to update to the Holley V6.
Oh, God.
The only difference is it shows you, like, where your cylinder cut lines are and stuff.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't even use cylinder cut anymore. I turned that crap off because it seemed like it was hurting the motor when it was doing the cylinder cut a lot.
Yeah, I love hearing the car go over the tracks. Jesus Christ. I've done that on accident before. I mean, but damn.
Oh, yeah. So, another question for you guys. So y'all both got y'all's phones with y'all. So y'all open up y'all's apps, open up the draggies. And seriously, this is something that a lot of people don't think about is how many runs do y'all have on the 8th mile on your draggy right now?
Is it going to show?
No, you ain't got to show it. We'll trust you. I'll show you mine though.
If I hit this home button, it's going to kick me out the thing. Is that how this works?
Hold on a second.
He's on his phone, like you don't have a laptop.
So mine's got 200. Well, you ain't gonna be able to see it. Mine's got 224 runs, and that's since I've owned a draggy. So I didn't have a draggy the first, probably the first 6 months. I can't see it. 1,074, or is that?
Oh, no. He's looking at the 553.
1210.
1,210 8th mile runs.
Oh, that's a lot of shit.
That is why you guys are fast. That is why. I mean, y'all make passes. Y'all race a lot.
Yeah.
And y'all are smart racers. And that's what it's funny. I remember seeing Kendall going, you know, he just come over here and kick everybody's teeth in for a little while. And then y'all got fast. And then, you know, y'all are the top dogs now, I would say, almost everywhere y'all go. But I remember him showing a screenshot of his draggy, and it had like 900 and some passes on it. And I was like,
I remember that, and I was jealous about how many of them had a 60 to 130 time, because that was when we were slow, and I could not back half for shit. And I was like, God, this guy with like 460 to 130 times. Like,
we were going 130 back then on the backside. We were moving.
right?
Yeah.
So that's it. I'm sure, Charles, yours has got just as many as his. I mean, it's right there at it, 1,200. Yeah, so that's amazing. I mean, that's what people don't get. It takes passes. It takes years and days and weeks, front side and backside. I mean, to go get that many passes. I mean, you go to the track, you lucky. I mean, y'all go a bunch of rounds when y'all go, but I mean, y'all get what, five passes? I mean, in a round, in a race.
Yeah, if we're double entering, we've been 10 and 12 before.
Right. And I got a pair of tires. That's something else I wanted to talk about too. How many? So I hear a lot of people say, I get 5 passes on a tire and then I take them off. What do y'all usually do for tires?
I don't want to say because people ain't gonna buy them.
But they still look good.
We got to get rid of them damn deal. Oh yeah, they look good. They still perform good. It's just a matter of like if you're going into a big money race.
Right.
if you feel like you can compete, then you should spend the money. If you don't, then save some money and just keep getting some data.
Right. I don't think I've personally ever 100% for sure said, okay, these tires are done.
Right.
CO7s, we used to run
22 passes. We'd still win at Union, and we were flying back then for how fast. I mean, back then, like three years ago, we were moving with 22 passes on them.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But like Charles said, I mean, it's like you look at it like, okay, you got a set of tires that have 8 passes on it right here, and you're going to a race that's, I mean, even a $2,500 race, are you going to let $500 keep you from winning that race, potentially?
Right.
But most of these races, most of the time we're racing for 10, 50. I mean, we're, race for big money. So,
that's right.
You want to show up. The way I look at it is, I don't have the nicest car. I don't have the most horsepower, but what I can do is make sure I show up 100% the best I can with what I have.
Right.
And that's why I have so many passes. I mean, I think, was it last year, the year before last, I went to every single race that I could possibly go to because I was trying to build data back up for making some changes. So it didn't matter if it was maybe a 6-car race at English Mountain or something. I was there,
Right.
Just because, testing's good. And if you're learning, some people test and I don't think they learn anything from it. Right. Just going and testing that's not what gets you ahead. Testing and learning from it and knowing what to do to make things different or better is what the testing's for. Some people just test and then nothing ever changes,
That's me. That is my problem. I will do a test and tune.
We think, John.
I do try to learn for it, but just me sitting in the car making passes. I mean, that's my adrenaline rush, and that gives me everything I need. So, yeah. I mean, but you're right. It would be better though if I was better at note taking, if I was better at making changes here and there in between. You're right though. I mean, testing race day tuition. Usually, you learn a lot more. And
nothing, no amount of testing beats what you can learn from going rounds at a race.
Right.
Because not only do you have to make the car work, know what the car does, know how it reacts, you have to know how to go round to round and tune between rounds, so you can go, when we used to go test, we had the deal with the airport we tested at for a long time. Like it was good. We could test, if we changed something, we could test, but none of that beat going to a race and just being in the race,
yeah,
looking at data between rounds and deciding, what you want to do. And, your every round, the surface changes, so it's, right. That goes a lot farther than just going out somewhere and make some test passes, I think.
So what do y'all do when the rounds are changing? Do y'all both, before y'all go up there and kind of walk the track as close as you can, go watch the 2 or 3 pairs before y'all? Or do you have one of your crew guys go look at it? What do y'all normally do?
We need to do better with that.
Yeah, we try to, but fuck, we're usually so damn busy. It's like especially Dig or Die is the one race you can kind of F off and do whatever. They're not going to get on you about being late. But most of the other races, man, we're just hopefully our guys, if we ask them, know what they're talking about.
Right.
And some of them think everybody's fast now too. I love our guys, but not everybody's fast out there.
Right. Right.
Yeah, there's a couple people I try. My dad's a G. He's probably seen God knows how many passes over his life. So if Dad says somebody look fast, I believe it. My brother-in-law Rick, he's the same way. It's hard to get him to speak up and say it sometimes because he don't want to be wrong. But if he says, "Hey, they're running a number," I believe him. Some of the other ones are, if somebody goes A to B, it could be a 650 in a 5-0 race, and they're going to think it's fast. So I think that having experienced people on your crew that come with you also goes a long ways.
Yeah.
And we try to watch videos like sometimes we'll watch the live between rounds and just see, who's doing what.
I've recently started doing that at the bigger races. I used to not do that, but I'd pull up the live and sit there and watch them. And you can get some good information off of that.
Oh yeah, if you go check out what your guy you're racing just did the pass before, it's like he barely made it down. So now you ain't got to go crazy with the tune-up. If you just want to make it go down and go A to B, you can.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10,
9
times out of 10, though that the surface is generally going to be coming around, unless this last Dig or Die. I ain't too good to admit that kicked our ass. It threw us. Right. I mean, we were chasing our ass.
Think it was just because it was so cold?
The cold, the DA. I mean, it was, man, we were all over the place.
Right. I mean, the 60 foots were so slow, but it got to the point where it was just like I just wanted to go down. So like I know I could have picked up a 10th pretty easily in the 60 foot, but it just wasn't worth the risk at the time, to gamble on.
So cold tracks and then more horsepower because of the DA being so good.
Yeah,
I mean that's a problem on like a backside.
Crazy,
right? Yeah. That is wild. What do y'all think? What do y'all like? So I never ever like when we get to Dig or Die. I don't see Patches, Willie Dynamite, or Houdini. They ain't none of y'all out there making street hits. Y'all literally feel like y'all unload them from the trailer. Y'all look at the track and then y'all ready to go first round.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm changing something like whenever I blew up Houdini last time, we put aluminum rods in it for the Dig or Die July race. That was the only time I've made a hit out there in front of Rockingham. That was the first pass on the rods. So I just wanted to see what was going to happen, But unless we need to make a pass, we're probably not gonna do it,
Right.
The data out there is going to be the same.
Yeah, like we got to make sure this transmission shifts or something, but we're not trying to get data.
Right. Because and especially you see like at Rockingham at Dig or Die, I mean that out there on the road is not what the track is that we're racing.
No.
Like you said, I mean, making sure the trans brake works. So the thing, if you have a question, if you just put the transmission in it, I get it. What do y'all prefer? I assume y'all prefer off the trailer versus test passes.
Yeah.
Like at the track, because some races you get to, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna get 2 shakedowns or 1 shakedown. Y'all prefer the off the trailer though for everything?
Yeah. I'd rather waste my tires for 2 free passes.
Right.
I'm ready to go at it.
Do y'all, if y'all get to one of those races where there is, say you show up at a backside and they say, okay, we're going to do 2 shakedowns, do y'all take those 2 shakedowns if everybody else is?
Yeah. Like y'all we did at 10. Yeah, we had to.
Always feel like you got to, right?
Yeah.
Did it help
you
at 17?
Test passes? It's helping everybody. So
right.
Yeah. You got to take them. It'd be crazy not to, or way too cocky to not take them.
Right. So you almost got to, even though you don't think you want to, and you don't need them necessarily, but you just got to because everybody else is going to be 2 passes ahead of you when you go first pass down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we came off the trailer pretty good at 710 testing and just, came off the trailer even better in first round, It helps the other guys out too.
Well, 710, I came off the trailer and had a flat tire. So
had a flat tire, right?
Me. Yeah. I left and turned into the guardrail and I was like, what in the hell is going on? I got back and the right rear tire was flat. Had a cut in it. So, but Yeah.
That was sabotage.
That's DO5s for you. Jesus Christ. That really is. I've seen like 3 sets rip. Yeah.
And that's I still have not tried the DO5s yet, and I want to try them at some point. I hear they're pretty good on those real rough surfaces.
Depends on how you run the car, in my opinion.
Right.
I mean,
they definitely ain't gonna take no wheel speed. I mean, from what they just look like a cheese grater. I walk by a car, and I mean, it looks like a cheese grater sometimes, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, you can disintegrate them pretty fast.
Yeah, I think if you run a car with any wheel speed, if that's how I ran a car, I probably wouldn't run them because you would have to. I mean, it would just eat through them so fast.
4 or 5 passes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like 2 passes.
Oh wow, that bad?
I mean, a car with enough wheel speed. When I was, I guess when we first started running them, I can't remember where we were. Maybe
Probably
Darlington, I think. And I didn't have data from something that bad. So my first couple passes were, it wasn't like completely white smoking the tires, but had way more wheel speed than I would like. And the tires looked rough. So such a soft compound.
Right. That's what my first time trying Hoosiers, I got the DO6s, and it did not take but a few passes, and all the rubber was gone off of them. I was like, what is happening? And that's what I don't think a lot of people get too. You still see some people try to get some wheel speed and go, but I think for a backside, you almost have to dead hook it to be the fastest. You almost got to treat it kind of like a radial, in my opinion, which I kind of suck at.
Yeah, I think with a 4-link car, you can get away with a little bit. With a stock suspension Mustang, just how they work, dynamically, when the car leaves and it separates, what it does with the pickup point and the instant center length, all that stuff. If you've got wheel speed there, it's not going to recover from it.
Right.
So 4-link car, you can run it, and it kind of stays where you have it, and you could probably get away with a little bit. I mean, I've seen Ryan Mitchell make some really fast passes with wheel speed.
Right.
And a few other people. So I think it'd be done. There's so many different ways to run a car though. Like, and that's
right.
That's the hard thing about, people ask you questions and stuff, and it's like, it just depends on how you race your car,
Right. There's many different ways to go fast, and that I see that all the time, and we get buddies. They'll get input from 4 or 5 different people, and 4 or 5 different fast people, but then they end up with the slowest turd bucket of all of them because they've taken bits and pieces from everybody, and as you got to do it as a whole system.
And that right there is what's kept me from helping more people. I cannot stand. And I'm not saying like, not to sound like what I say is like the final thing, but I just can't stand when somebody, reaches out to me, asks me for help. I go out of my way to help them. And then next thing you know, you see them doing something completely different. And it's because who knows who told them, and it's like, you got to figure out, people keep saying like the converter thing's a big talk, stators and all that stuff's important, but you can run we've made a dog shit tight stator work in Houdini on the backside. You just have to change the way you treat it.
Yeah.
You have to, like everything has to work together. Power management, how the car's set up, the suspension, the bar angles. That's another thing that I think Charles learned this year with Houdini. It all has to work together. I mean, so.
That's a good point. I mean, and that's what people get tied up in. I get questions sometimes. They'll ask me, and I'm a non-professional at everything I do. I'll give you my opinion, but people ask me my opinion on something, and I'll say, well, such and such said I should do it this way. I go, well, we'll do it that way. That's usually my response. I'm like, well, why'd you ask me if you already got the answer?
Yeah. Whenever you need help, you should just look at your YouTube comments, John. There's some good ones in there. They tell you exactly
what comments get wild sometimes.
YouTube comments are a different planet. Like
it is wild.
We've already had some good ones. I mean, already. Golly.
Yeah. First video back, there were some good ones. Yeah.
That is, it is funny, man. It is. YouTube is a world of its own, and a lot of time you get the, your core hardcore people that are racers and they follow the channel. They're pretty smart. But then you'll get that one dude that flies in there and it just, he clicks on the one video and then it's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, the one guy told you need to hire a professional suspension tuner. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was
I do get that quite often. That I should hire a professional. I'm like, well, point me in the right direction. Which one is the most professional out there on the backside? I'm probably looking at the two most winningest right now. Hey, I don't work on nobody's cars. Just saying. It is fun though. YouTube is exciting. I've been doing it now. Gosh, I'm working on my 5th year and pretty consistently. So it's fun though. I enjoy it. I enjoy making the videos and the people that I meet and the people that come up to you at the track and want to see it and they know your whole history. Which Charles, y'all have dealt with it too because y'all have had YouTube for a while. It's it's wild getting into it where people come up to you and they know all about you and you've never met them before from Adam. Yep. So, but we put ourselves out there. So,
well, let me just go ahead and say, anybody that's watching this that goes to Team Denver's YouTube, come and talk to Charles at the race. Don't talk to me. No, I'm kidding. I do when I'm at the race though. I'm not. I ain't really looking to talk to a bunch of people.
We're not the friendliest at the race.
Yeah, I'll be friendly, say hey, but usually we put everybody on Rick. He's like our PR person, right? People would come up to Rick, like the wildest people would just come out of nowhere and talk to Rick. Like, you go to a gas station, you walk out, and he'll be talking to a homeless person, like have a full conversation with them. Like they just find him.
That is Randy on my team. So Randy is like the interceptor. Like I'm over there in the computer, in the laptop. And Randy is just, he's a talker, dude. He's going to talk to everybody, and everybody is going to talk to Randy. It is
good to have.
It is. It really is. It really is when, you're digging down in the computer. I've snuck up on Jarrett and Charles a couple times with the laptops in their trailers, and it's like slapping down. Hey, how are you? It's funny. It's cool, though. I'm excited to see the content that you guys put out. Charles, I definitely think you should go back to the chest.
Oh, I'm bringing it out. It's going to be a different shirt this time, but I'm bringing it out. I got to do all I got to GoPro 4s. I got to get some new gear. This is terrible.
I'm using an 8 and the 360. The battery life on my 8 is not superb though, so I don't know. The 360 seems like it's a lot better. It's got a bigger battery, but it takes a lot longer to get the content off of the GoPro 360. Because it's recording all around you, which I don't know. I guess you could put it so it would only record one way. Yeah. But I'm excited, man. Well, I appreciate you guys jumping on. This has been fun. I think we learned a lot about y'all, what y'all do, Team Denver Racing, what you prefer, backside or front side. It sounds like y'all like both. Willie Dynamite's he's about to have. Are you gonna have Willie Dynamite number 2? That's going to be a front side purpose built car. Is that what the plan is?
He'd be looking.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
All right.
The bad thing is we need a third car with a big block and a 4-link. That's the problem right now. See, there you go.
I got one, baby. Let's go. But that's what it takes, and that's the reason I'm going to bring my old car back. I've got my small block still out there. We're fixing the heads. All I need is 2 pistons. That motor, that engine is going to go back in that car, and it's going to have the 107 turbo on it. I'm going to have it on HP. I'm going to put it on E85. That car will probably jump in some of the street style stuff and maybe just a regular small tire. Because that car, there again, is just similar to y'all's. It worked good on the backside.
Why E85?
Just because I want some of those street classes, I think that's going to be a new rule that they're going to kick methanol out. You don't think so?
I don't see, at least Digger Dye's the one race that'll never do it. But some of the other ones might pick it up. I just don't know how they'll ever, how you're going to really dictate it, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, half these races, nobody's checking the stuff anyway. Like,
dude, I got 29 5s on at most of these races, and nobody said shit yet,
No, that is the truth. Jarrett, you bring up a very good point. If you're going to have rules, you got to have somebody willing to take the cars and not put it on the racers, man. Who wants to be that dickhead in the staging lanes and say, "Hey, man, your car don't fit these rules"?
It's a lose-lose situation for you in that like that situation, because
Yeah.
then you're like, nobody's going to go, oh yeah, Jarrett was just, looking out for the rules. It's going to be, oh, Jarrett was scared to race, or,
Yeah.
Jarrett's an asshole. It's never, and that, it's like, to be honest, I don't think a lot of these promoters don't even know how to look at half these rules they put. They just copy
Well, that's
somebody
possibly
else's
true
rules and
too.
think it's
You got to
cool to
have
put on
somebody
a
that
race.
knows it.
I mean, there's a lot of good promoters out there, but some of them, I mean, they don't know what to look at, and I think that's why a lot of people got away from like the firewall rules and stuff like that. Cause for a while, everybody had stock firewall rules.
Yeah.
No back half only. And then, perfect example. We went to Wilkesboro one time and there was chassis cars there, and it's like, I was the asshole, and I'm the one that brought it up in the driver's meeting. And then of course it was, oh, he's scared. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But you come to a race, you put the rules. Like, don't even make the rules if you're not going to tech it.
Right. That's right.
So then you get into the gray area, like what's considered back half.
3/4 chassis. It's a 3/4 chassis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but in your opinion, where do you draw the line at what's back half and what's not?
Right. That's right. In my opinion, it's behind the driver's seat.
Exactly.
That's not everybody's opinion. I mean, they'll cut the floor out of it and go. They'll have this much front frame rail and be like, "Yep, I'm a back half car."
Yeah, exactly. So,
but you got to have somebody willing to stand on the rules that they make. The other thing, and I'm not a promoter. I've tried promoting a couple times and I suck at it, and I don't want to live that life. I like racing, showing up, and doing it. But when you have an event and you've got a set of rules, and a car shows up, I can't stand it when the promoters say, "Well, racers, what do y'all think? Should we let this one person in?"
Everybody looking at each other, not wanting to say it.
Right. I mean, that's just, man, I hate that. Just, I mean, if they don't fit the rules, just tell them sorry. They got to come back next time, or they can welcome to test or whatever it is. But don't put the racers in that predicament.
Nobody wants to hurt anybody's feelings, and nobody wants to piss anybody off, because you can't do anything without somebody running to Facebook and crying about it and trying to drag you through the mud and make you look bad.
Oh yeah.
So
I get it. It's hard, but you got to stand on them rules. If you're going to make the rules, you got to stand on them. This is the rules, and this is what we're going to do. So, and I think at some point, I mean, which I've talked to y'all about it, in the past. I mean, for a little while, I was the one that was, okay, well, we need the factory firewalls and the stock floors, like it used to be. But honestly, I mean, we've got a couple chassis cars now that are giving y'all a run for the money. But I mean, until they consistently come out and kind of donkey stomp y'all, I don't know that, especially like on the backside, if the chassis cars are a huge advantage. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. Jarrett said if I gave him my car for a little while, we'd find out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bring it down. Let me get it ready for I'll take it to this Cletus race, the all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive race.
Oh yeah, but we didn't even talk about that. So y'all are invited. Y'all obviously were top 2 pick probably. So that when is that? Is that in March or February?
It's the Thursday after Dig or Die, the March race in Dig or Die. So I think it's the 27th.
Okay. That looks like it's going to be fun. So that's going to be Joey Beaterbaum is handpicking 16 cars. And so they're racing 16 cars that are all-wheel drive.
Allegedly, he's picking 16. So far, he's only released 5, and he's making everybody wait.
He's making a work for it.
He's probably going to wait till the very end and see who's still running close to March.
Yeah.
See who's all blowed their junk up. He just got a YouTube channel, so his channel is going to be really good. I think he's going to be, really, really successful on YouTube, which he's already built a huge following on the, the Facebook and with the 1320. So he's built a huge following there. Did you see the passes that Garrett made on the top side with the truck the other day?
Yeah.
It looked like is that where, I wonder if that's where y'all are going to start at. It looked like he was starting off in the glue almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, close to it.
Yeah, it looks like it's on the residual of where they drag the quarter mile.
Right.
Which that type of surface can get pretty good. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, which he posted his time slip. What did he go? 44, 45, 544, 45, 545?
Yeah, something like
138 miles an hour. That's pretty strong.
No, that's good. It ain't bad at all.
That's not bad. We'll see how. I wonder how many GTRs they're gonna have. Those all-wheel drive GTRs are pretty gangster.
I don't know.
Mike
It's gonna be
Benny's
an F-150 race.
yeah.
You think it'll be all F-150s?
Nah, probably not all, but I'm sure there'll be a GTR too.
All right. That's pretty cool, man. Well, good luck at that. Hopefully, y'all do well at that. I have not been selected. Put in a good word for me. You gotta have one duck. I got my first round duck shirt on under my QA1 hoodie here.
Well, unfortunately, there's going to be quite a few ducks, I think. I mean, there's not but so many really gangster backside racers.
You're right.
You know, and I'm sure the same way with all-wheel drive. Some of them are just going to be fillers. So,
have they talked about how they're going to lay it out yet? Is it going to be first round all rear-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive?
I think they haven't usually said anything. I think they'll at least do first, but hopefully they do it as long as they can.
Well, shit. In theory, if Joey picks the right cars, it might be all the all-wheel drive cars out first round, except for one or two.
Yeah.
And then you in the finals, brother.
Well, that's gonna be fun, man. That's gonna be exciting. All right. So, what next races do y'all have coming up?
Rain.
That one?
Yeah, rain. We're going to go to Piedmont this weekend.
I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna go to Piedmont this weekend too. I'm gonna go check that out.
I think it's supposed to be raining, so I don't think
it's
nobody's
supposed to rain.
there.
Oh, I hadn't even looked at the weather.
It ain't looking good. So.
What about the icicles at the beach in a couple weeks? North Myrtle Beach.
I don't know about that one. That's a little bit more of a drive to chance there not being a decent turnout.
That is a haul for y'all going from the western side to the east side.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you at the big ones. I know, like you said, Digger Die's coming up soon. All that stuff will be happening soon, which we'll be out. I'll see y'all out and about, I'm sure. I'm going to be following y'all on the YouTube channel for sure. So anybody, like we said, so now is the time. Go ahead and search Team Denver Racing on YouTube, or go in the bottom in the description. Click on that link, or it might be in the description or in the comments.
Yeah, there's probably a good 12 videos or so on there from
there's definitely
4 years ago or so of the Mustangs.
Oh yeah, yep. There's some good content out there.
Who we got? We got Bill Lutz. We took his chip at a Digger Die. That's the last video.
Right. Yep.
Now we do that kind of stuff. What the hell's going on here?
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all go check them out. Thanks, guys. Y'all comment, like, and subscribe. Go check out their YouTube channel. We'll see you at the track. See y'all.
Yeah.